Almost every songwriter gets this wrong. I did. But I discovered one simple songwriting habit that completely transformed my songwriting. Since then, I've never been stuck thinking about, what do I write about? No more running out of things to say in my songs. And no more songwriter's block. Ever. What I'm about to tell you is counterintuitive. It sounds like it's more work, but it saves you time and frustration because you finish more songs. You won't write broken songs that you have to fix, and you won't fight with songwriter's block again. Stick around to the end of this video. After I explain the how and why of this habit, I'll show you how to use it. In 30 seconds, I'll walk you through an easy 7-step lyric writing process to craft your good ideas into great song lyrics. Now, before I tell you what it is, try to spot the mistake. You get a great idea and you toss it around in your head for a little bit. You're excited by it, so you get serious and start writing it down. You write the first line, then find another that rhymes. Add a little to the story, hoping it doesn't sound corny. Write the chorus title. Write the chorus title. Rhyme it if you're able. Repeat the chorus title. Stumbled on the second verse. It slowly starts feeling worse. Run out of stuff to say because you've gone astray. You get to the bridge and hope you don't slide down the slippery slope. Bring it back to the chorus without a thesaurus. So what was the mistake? No, not the silly lyrics. I was just having some fun. Pause the video and leave a comment. What do you think the mistake is? I'll wait. The mistake was final drafting, trying to write the final draft on the first go. But you're thinking, that's how I write. Isn't that how everybody writes? Everyone does it. How can that be a mistake? Listen, if you can sit down and write the final draft on the first go, you're awesome. But if you could, then you wouldn't be watching this video. You know, final drafting never worked for me, and I tried. But all I got was nursery rhyming lyrics or a crumpled up ball of paper damp with tears. Back in the fall of 2011, I was feverishly working on a new song and I hit the end of a line. I couldn't find a rhyme that fit the line, so I put down an unrhymed word that made sense. Without realizing it, I continued writing in point form. A line fragment, then another fragment, a random word, and some other ideas. They just flowed onto the page. I went back over it and I found enough ideas to rewrite the entire song section with stronger imagery and solid rhymes that improved the flow of the verse. That was the last time I ever tried to final draft my lyrics. Now I draft my songs. I write a first draft and improve it. I'll often write 4 or 5 drafts before I'm satisfied with the song. It's not your fault you're final drafting. Logically, it seems like less work. Why write more than you need for the song? Well, if you teach yourself to write ideas quickly, you can get them out of your head and craft them into something even better. Instead of the first thing you thought of, you use your best ideas to craft a superior song. There's also the persistent myth of instant songs. You know, stories of songwriters who wrote a song in 60 or 30 or 10 minutes. So you assume that you can or should as well. But remember, these stories are about professional songwriters. They've written dozens or hundreds of songs. They know how to write. They're not still figuring it out. And if you dig a little deeper, you'll notice these stories are usually just about writing part of the song, not the entire lyrics, melodies, chord progressions. Check the video description for a link to see how I demolish the instant songwriting myth in detail. It's also easy to think about writing songs the same way we hear songs, from the first line to the end. But creativity doesn't usually work in a straight line. It feels completely random. Your ideas don't come out in chronological order, even when you try to force them to. So it actually makes more sense to go with it and organize your ideas after brainstorming more than you need for the song. When you're writing a chord progression, try picking a half dozen chords, then play around with them until you find 4 that fit together. You might even write out 3 variations of these chords before you decide on the best. When you're writing a melody for some lyrics, you might try 17 variations before you decide on the strongest. If you're adding chords to the melody, you might have to adjust the draft melody to fit the chords. If you start with the chords first, you might go through a dozen melody variations before you find the best one for this song. You're already drafting without realizing it. You don't play a bar-long riff the first time and then call it done. You improvise with it on your guitar until you find a really cool version. Then you jam with it for 10 minutes, right? So you've been drafting and redrafting the music already. Now that I spoiled it for you, final drafting the lyrics seems backwards, doesn't it? I need you to know it's not your fault. You haven't heard this before because everyone wants songwriting tips, random bits and pieces, when it's really the big picture thinking and songwriting processes that you actually need and use to write solid songs. This is why I teach deliberate songwriting, strategies to focus your intuition so that you have the tools to finish the songs you want to write. Deliberate songwriting is what gets my songs finished. It's embedded in everything I teach, from the videos like this to my online songwriting courses. Click the link in the video description to write songs deliberately. As I promised in the introduction, here's an easy 7-step process that you can follow to craft your good song ideas into great song lyrics. Start with your song inspiration or find it by brainstorming topics until you find a good starting point, like a title hook. Then create a story in your song. In point form, outline a story to take your listeners through. Then create an emotional journey. Choose 2 or more emotions and create tension between them throughout the song. Brainstorm lyric fragments. Keep them short, 5 words or less. It's easier to fit them together into lines of lyrics later. Then choose your best ideas. Decide which song section each idea belongs in. Could be for the verse, the chorus, or a bridge. Then place the ideas within each song section to create a flow within the section. And finally, write lyrics. Use fragments and words around them to create lyrics in each song section. Now that you've learned the awesome habit of drafting, your songwriting will feel entirely different. No more getting stuck or running out of ideas for your songs. But your best lyrics will still be weak unless you watch this video and learn how to stop committing 3 rhyme crimes that are making your lyrics sound cheesy.